Hello and welcome. I hope you all are doing great. In this video, we will solve all the MCQ questions for the practice exam 1. If you scan this QR code or click on this link, it will lead you to a video which has the detailed explanation of all the part 1 questions, that is from question 1 to question 15. I would highly recommend you to watch that for detailed explanation. Now, in this particular video, I will use calculator and shortcut methods to solve it. In the first question, they have told there are three identical coins, and they have told the distance from the center of the first coin and the center of the last coin. Over here, this distance is 3.2. So what is the radius of each of these coins? So now imagine the radius is from the center, isn't it, to the end. I'll take that as x. And this is also x over here. And what is this one? It will be x and x. There's 2x. So let me add them up. X plus x, 2x plus 2x is 4x will be equal to 3.2. So if I just put in the calculator, you must get the answer. It'll be 3.2 divided by 4, 32 by 4 is 8. So it should be 0.8. The first one is option D. Katie slices through a circular cake. The cake has a diameter of 14 inches. The slice that Katie made is straight and has a length of 11 inches. Did Katie cut along a radius, a diameter, or a chord of a circle? See, the diameter is 14, whereas the radius would be 7. But she has cut along 11, so it must be a chord. It can't be anything else. So here the option B is the correct answer. Because the diameter is 14, so radius would be 7. She has cut along. If this is the cake, it is cut, but sadly it's not the diameter length. It is just a chord because it's 11 over here. It's not the diameter. So the answer over here is chord. And these are very simple. So let's take our calculators and solve them up. Here we have to find this x degrees. We know total circle is 360 degrees. It'll be minus what is known, it's 120. And what is the other angle? This is 90, right angle. So the remaining is x, it's 150 degree, option B. What about this one here? See, PR, this line, and QT, this line are diameters. So if these two are diameters, then this remaining angles are 90 degrees. See, this is 90, so this will be 90, 90, 90, because the other two are diameters. See, this line, PR and QT are diameters. Find the measure of RSU. RSU, till over here we need to find the measure. If this is 90 and we know this 40, what is the remaining one? It's 50 degrees here. So just add 50, 50 and 40, it will be 140. So it's option B over here, and it was option B even in the first one. So that's how we solve these problems. What about these here? You can put them in the calculator directly, use variable and solve it. I'll just solve it here manually. M and P are congruent circles. So then these two chords, see, they have told the chord, this chord will have an arc equal here also. The same thing is equal. So imagine if this is 50 degrees, here also we have 50 degrees, then these two chords are same, they're equal. So I can just do 6x is equal to 2x plus 24. You can put this in the calculator and get the answer. It's going to be minus, so it'll be 4x is equal to 24. X is equal to 6. So it's option D here. In this particular circle R, TS is given to be 21 and UE is 3x. But you can see this center chord, this line, the line which makes 90 degree to the chord from the center, they both are equal, so that means these two chords are equal as well. So it is 21 which is equal to 3x. So divide both the sides by 3, it will be 7 is equal to x. It's option C. That's the correct answer here. It will be D and C. Inscribed angles. Remember the arc. This arc is 120, this is 140. So the remaining arc will be 360 minus 120 minus 140. So it is basically 260, it's 100 remaining. Here this arc is 100 degrees. Now it's not at the center. If it was at the center, it's 100 itself, but they want to find R, measure of arc R. Whatever is the outer angle, QS, it'll be half of QS. So half of 100 is 50 degrees. Find the measure of N, this one. Now here this angle and the angle M are equal, okay, because they are cutting at the same points here. So these two angles are equal. If you look this and this. So what we do is we just write 6y minus 1 is equal to 3y plus 8. It'll be 3y. When I take this, it'll be minus 6y minus 3y is 3y is equal to this to the other side will be plus 9y is equal to 3. But see here, this is not the correct answer. We need to find the measure n, not find the value of y. So 3 into y is 3 plus 8. It's 9 plus 8. That is 18 minus 1. It's 17 degrees. So that must be the correct answer. That's option A here. Very easy and simple problems. Now what about these? We can directly use our calculators and solve. They have told the sandwich shop provides all these options of different breads, meats and cheeses. What are the total possibilities or different options possible? So you need to write the first possibilities of bread, 3 different possibilities multiplied with 4 different meats multiplied with 5 different cheeses. So here it's 60 different possibilities of this particular combination for the sandwich. And the option is C. What about the next one? Jack has been offered several internships that could occur in 3 different months, in 4 different departments, and in 3 different companies. Jack is only available to complete his internship in July. How many different outcomes are there for his internship? So he is not possible to go to all 3 months. He's only in July. That's 1 month only, not in 3 different months. In 1 month, there are 4 different companies and there are 4 different departments and 3 different companies, right? 4 times 3, and it's only 1 month. So you can just, no need of writing that. 4 times 3 is 12. So the answer is D. That's option D, 12 different possibilities. What about these one? So the Venn diagram shows the details of the cast members. Okay. One of the students chosen at random to attend a statewide performing arts conference. Okay. These are playing in the Act 1 and B, Act 2. What is the probability that the student who is chosen to attend the conference is a cast member in only one of the 2 acts of the play? See, now they are going to, you need to find the probability such that when a person is chosen, he doesn't act for both, only for one. So how many are only in one of the acts? Skate, Paige, Brad, Garrett, Tyron, Walter, Fran. So it is 4, 5, 6, 7 possibilities are there. This is the desired outcome. Divided by the total outcome. How many are there in total? 9 people. But we do not consider Amy and Alex for the above. Why? Because we need only those who are participating in one of the acts. Because Amy and Alex are in both acts, isn't it? So 7 by 9 is the correct answer. It's 0.77. This is the answer. Let's do it in calculator. 7 divided by 9 is equal to 0.78. That's option D. Larry is playing a game that uses a spinner. What is the probability that the spinner will land on a prime number on next spin? Look at these numbers. 53 is a prime, 47 prime, 19 prime. All these are prime numbers. So the possibilities, all these numbers, 3, 6, 7 possibilities are there, and total possibilities are also 7. This is equal to 1 or 100%. So it's option D here. In the first problem, it was option D. Both are option D. What about these problems? Over here, the table is showing the different colors of jerseys over here available. If each jersey is given away randomly, what is the probability that the first and second jerseys given away are red? So what happens is they're giving away the jerseys, so you're not getting it back. Once you're given, it's done. So possibility of red and red both the times. It's multiplication rule. But how many are there in total? 20 plus 15 plus 25 plus 10. Add them all up. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 in total. So that is down over here is 70. But first time you're giving only red, there are 25. So 25 by 70 is the first possibility. Now don't write the same thing here as well. Why? Because when you go to the second possibility, one red is gone. It's not going to come back. So it's just 24 remaining reds. But out of 70, one red is gone. It's not going to be 70 anymore. It's 69. So this is how we do it. Now put this in the calculator, you will get the answer. So here use the fraction symbol. It's 25 divided by 70 multiplied over here. It's 24 divided by 69. The answer is 12.4%. 12%, it's rounded off over here, option B. Let's look into the next problem. Mr. Hans places the names of 4 of his students, Joe, Sophia, Hayden, and Bonita, on slips of paper. From these, he intends to randomly select 2 students to represent his class at the robotics convention. He draws the name of the first student, sets it aside, and then draws the name of the second student. What is the probability? He draws Sophia, then Joe. So when you're drawing the first one, Sophia, it's one person which we require. That's Sophia. Out of how many people? 4 are there. But the second time, we need Joe. That is one person, but there are only 3 possibilities because already Sophia is gone. So this is the answer. It's 1 by 12. But then you need to put in the calculator. It will be multiplied by 100. So here it is 1 divided by 4 multiplied with 1 divided by 3, and you can multiply this with 100. And here we go. It's 8.33% or 8%. That's option A here. We have 2 wave frequency tables. Here they have told, let's just look into what they want. How many students completed their homework and passed the exam? Look at this table. Completed homework. That's 18. Passed the exam, 18. So this one, it's 18. So it's either marginal frequency or joint frequency. Identify whether it's marginal or joint frequency. See, margins is about total. So you can look at this total, 26, 26, totals of 22, 4. That's marginal. But now we are dealing with the ones which are inside. So it is joint frequency. It's option D. That's the correct answer. For a business report on technology use, Darnell asks a random sample of 72 shoppers. So here the total people are 72. Whether they own a smartphone and whether they own a tablet. His survey shows that out of the 51 shoppers who own a smartphone, 9 of them also owns a tablet. This is just a conditional probability problem. Here the conditional probability that, what is the condition? Given that the person is having a smartphone, so probability of T and a T condition S. Basically, this is the condition that everyone is having a smartphone. That's going to be down, probability of having a smartphone. But what is up over here? Probability of person having a tablet and smartphone. This is it. This is the formula. So what is known? T and S. Let's look over here. You know that 51 shoppers who own a smartphone, 9 of them also own a tablet. So it's only 9 here. 9 out of how many? 72. So 9 out of 72 total divided by, now here if you look into the smartphone, only the smartphone, a survey shows out of 51 shoppers who own smartphones, see, these only have the smartphone, so that is 51 by 72. So we can solve it up over here. It's 9 by 51. Let's put in the calculator and you'll get the answer. So it'll be 9 divided by 51. But remember, because options were in percentage, I'll just multiply this by 100. So the answer is 17.65%. And here we can see it's 17.7. The reason being, if you solve this separately, 9 by 72, find the answer, and then divide by whatever is the answer of 51 by 72 in terms of decimal. If you know, round it off, say to the nearest tenth or hundredth, and then use those two values, then you're gonna get 17.7 exactly. All these problems are just to solve systems of linear equations. Very simple in calculator. Let's take our calculators and solve them directly. So here it is mod phi and the first option, mod phi 1. But we need the standard form. X must be first. So what you do is this 3x, take it to the other side, it becomes minus 3. And what about y? It's nothing before it, so it's 1. And there's no there's no constant term, it's 0. Same thing over here, it'll be minus to the other side, it'll be plus 3. 1 is for y, and the constant term is 2. The answer is 1/3 and 1. So you're getting an answer. So how many solution? It is one solution. If you're getting a solution, then it's always consistent, and here it's independent. Whereas if you have infinite solution, then it's dependent. So it's option A, that's the correct answer. Let's try the next one. Mod phi 1. Let's type it out. It's 2, 1, and then we have 3. And here we have, see, if this half x goes to the other side, it'll be minus 1 by 2 or minus 0.5. And then we have y as 1. And the constant is minus 9 divided by 2. That is negative 4.5. So that's the answer. Over here values, it's 3 and minus 3. You're getting a solution directly. You don't need to tell it's one solution, two solutions. You've got the answer. Let's look over here. X is 3. It's not minus 3. X is 3 and minus 3 is y. So option C is the correct answer here. If we go to the next one, again we will solve them. Mod phi 1 and type the coefficients 2, minus 1, and then we have 9 here. And same thing here, it's 1, 3, and minus 6. So it's 3 and minus 3, that is option C again. Now we have a real world problem. Miss Patel invested a total of 825 dirhams in 2 stocks. At the time of investment, one share of stock A was valued to be dirhams of 12.41 and a share of stock B was valued to be 8.62 dirhams. She purchased a total of 79 shares. First, you need to write the equations. What are the two possible equations? How many shades are there in total? 79. So if you do A plus B, that must be 79. Whereas second one is about the money or the cost of them. The total is 825. What is the cost of A? The stock A is 12.41A plus 8.62B. If we add them up, it will become equal to 825. We'll just use a calculator and solve it up now. It's mod phi 1 and the coefficient of A is 1, again 1 and 79. Below we have 12.41, that's the stock A, and 8.62, that's the stock B, and lastly we have 825. So the answer is 38 and 41. Now the first one is stock A, 38 of stock A shades, and stock B is 41 shares. That's option D. These are the systems of equation, and here we go. The option D is the correct answer. What about these 3 variable system of equations? Again, we use calculator and solve them directly. We can click on mod phi. Don't go to option 1. If you click on option 2, you have 3 dimensions. So let's type the coefficients first. S is x here, 3 minus 1 and 1, that is equal to 5. That's in the last row over here, D. And then the second one, it's again 3, 2 and minus 1, that is equal to 11. What about here? It's 6 minus 3 and 2, that is equal to minus 12. So we will press equal to the answers minus 122 and 30 I realize the options are not correct. The correct answer is what we obtained here. It's -1, 22, and 30. That must be the correct answer. Apologies for the wrong options. Let's go to the next one here. A veterinarian wants to make a food mix for guinea pigs that contains 23 grams of protein, 6.2 grams of fat, and 16 grams of moisture. The composition is given over here in the table, which I forgot to mention it. I'll show you in a minute. How many grams of each mix should be used to make the desired new mix? So they have already told us that the protein must be equal to 23 grams. The fat is 6.2, and lastly the moisture is 16 grams. So here is the table. All we need to focus is protein together. It's not horizontally, it's vertically. It'll be 0.2a plus 0.1b plus 0.15c. That is all equal to what exactly? It should be 23. And here this is all equal to 6.2, and lastly we have this is all equal to 16. So you just put this all in the calculator and then you'll get the answers. We have used mode phi and 2 for 3 dimensions, 3 variables, and here it will be 0.2. The next one is not 0.02, it's 0.1. Then we have 0.15. This is all equal to 23. Now for the next row it is 0.02, and then we have 0.06, and lastly we have 0.05. That is all equal to 6.2 here. And for the third row it's 0.15, 0.1, and lastly it's 0.05. That is all equal to 16. So the answers here would be 60, 50, and 40. The option C gives you 60, 50, and 40. That's the correct answer. Now we are dealing regarding the quadratic functions, and we can see the function is given here. We need to find the average rate of change at this particular intervals. You can use the big formula, that is the slope or the rate of change is given as y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. But since here we have the intervals given and the function is also given, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use derivatives and solve. Here you can use shift dy by dx and type in the equation 2x squared plus 4x minus 6. What is the x value? It's the midpoint of this, minus 3 and 3. It'll be 0. The answer is 4. But you cannot do that in the table. You have to use the formula. Here it is y2. What is the second? 4 is 20 minus 27 minus y1 is minus, again it's minus 27 divided by 4 minus of minus 4. So it's going to be minus 27 plus 27 divided by 8. It's plus, it's 0. The answer is 0 here. It's option A. That's how we solve it. You have to use the formula when the table is given, whereas when the table is not given, the equation is given, you can directly solve it by the derivative method. What about these problems? Here you can just see it. It's at 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. That is minus 4. Or let's solve this in the calculator and check the answer as well. You need to press mod 5 for equation, which is quadratics. That's option 3. Let's type in minus 1, the coefficient of x squared. Then we have minus 8, and lastly we have minus 16. That is equal to, okay, here remember, if you're forgetting the standard form, mod phi and 3 tells you ax squared minus bx plus c, the constant, is equal to 0. So you need to get all these terms at one side and then equal to 0. So it's already mentioned, and then we can type it out as it is. Minus 8 and minus 16. Here it's minus 4 only. See, there's only x value. It's only one answer. That's minus 4. What about this one, the next one? Let's solve this up, this equation. Mod phi 3. It's minus 1. We have minus 4. And there is no constant term at 0. x1 is minus 4 and x2 is 0. It's 0 and minus 4. That is option B. That's the correct answer. And these problems about graphing can be easily solved in calculator as well. For this method, all you need to do is type it out. Type the given equation, x squared plus 5x, and then we have plus 3. Now all you need is, you need to look into all the four options. Look at this. At 0 here, it is somewhere over here. At 0, it's somewhere over here. All have different values at 0. So this particular equation, I'll calculate at x is equal to 0 and check. It should be 3. Is this giving me 3, the option B? No, it's giving me a negative number. This is also giving me a negative number. But this one here, 1, 2. Whereas only the first option, 1, 2, 3, this is accurate enough. So option A is the correct graph. Why? Because only this gives me the correct answer when I calculate at 3. We can even choose another point. Say I'll calculate this. Okay, this is done, right? Let's calculate this at, say, I'll take it as 2. Or, 2 is not there in this graph. Let me take minus 1. So minus 1. It should be minus 1 itself. Let's look. Minus 1 here gives me a huge, small number, sorry. Here, minus 1 will be this. It is more than minus 1. Minus 1 will be a positive number. But look at this one. Minus 1 is here. And you're getting minus 1 itself. 1 unit left, 1 unit down. This is the point, isn't it? So graph A is the only accurate graph which matches this particular equation. About complex numbers, they all can be solved directly in calculator as well. I'll solve the second part first. But how do we solve it in complex numbers? First, you need to click on mode and then option 2 for complex. Now let me type it out. 6 minus 5. Where is I? ENG gives you I divided by 3I. Now this is equal to minus 5 by 3 minus 2I. It's option B. So direct. But what about the first one? It's better to solve it manually. Look at the real part. Whichever has I is the imaginary part, right? Let's equate that together. It is 3x minus 7I, the whole of I. That is equal to minus 3I. Both the sides of equal to, just equate it. So I cancels off. You will have 3x minus 7 is equal to minus 3. And we solve it up. It will be 3x is equal to plus 7. So it will be 4x is equal to 3 by 4. Okay, it's not, yeah, it's x. That's the correct answer. And what about y value? Whatever is the other remaining part, 5 plus y is equal to 9, isn't it? So y is equal to, take it to the other side, it's going to be 9 minus 5, it's 4. Y is 4. So which is giving you x is equal to 3/4. Okay, I just realized this is not 3/4, it's 4 by 3, isn't it? Divide both the sides by 3, it will be 4 divided by 3. My bad. So it is 4 by 3. X is 4 by 3 is only over here. And y is 4. It's option D. That's the correct answer. So remember, all the real parts, match it up together. Imaginary parts, match it up together. And then you solve it up. The last problem is graphing quadratic equations. It's basically solving them. You need to solve these equations. Let's take our calculators. All you need is mode 5 and 3. Type in the coefficients. It's 25, 80, and 64. So the values are minus, see, it's only x value. It's only one answer, minus 8 by 5. That's it. So here we go. The option C is the correct answer. What about the next one? Mode 5, 3. There is 1, but there's no x term, so it's 0, and this minus 225, when it goes to the other side, is positive 225. The answer is 15i minus 15i, so it's plus or minus 15i. My apologies, this should be plus or minus 15i, because imaginary numbers come in conjugate, plus and minus. So it'll be option D, but it should be plus or minus 15i. That's how we solve all these MCQs directly in calculator. It's so easy to solve them up. And for the writing part, please scan this code or click on this link and watch the video which has all the writing questions in detail. I hope this video has been helpful and good luck for your exams.